that you and your dyke girlfriend built together in the joint. Shirley said, David, when you said that to me, I was enraged. I was furious. But I went back to my drum, went back to my cell, and I lay in my drum, and she said I didn't sleep 4 seconds, and I stared at the ceiling, and I said to myself, that guy is an SOB, but he's right. That's all I have to show for it. That's my life. I'm so clever. I've been such a good prostitute, such a good heroin addict. This is what I've got, is a t-shirt. Okay? 2 weeks ago, I was in the Nanaimo Correctional Institute, talking to a group of guys. It was a beautiful guy. His wife and kids came to the meeting the night before. Beautiful little children. The next day, when I gave a talk, I said to him, Leon, are you going to make a choice? Do you have the balls to make a choice? Do you know what your values are? Are your values a bottle of beer, a case of beer? Or are your values those children? Today I spoke to a beautiful young lady here in this room. She knows who she is. And I said, why are you here? She said, because I have 2 children. And she has to ask herself, as she has, and she will. She'll ask herself again tomorrow, and the day after that, what are my values? Who do I value? Who am I working for? Is the drink, is the powder, is the snort more important than these living, breathing children? She'll have to make those choices every day. Anyway, so that's Shirley's story. But Shirley stayed, and Shirley became a legal director of the foundation. And Shirley eventually ran this program, and she ran it brilliantly. And she was also wonderful. She also was very funny, and she played a great game of bridge. And I played many games of bridge with her, and went to the pizza patio for many pizzas with her. Cheers. Let me tell you about 2 men. These men are brothers. They're Aboriginals from Kenora. I don't know what Kenora is like these days because I haven't been there in many years. But there are some of you from Kenora. Certainly in those days, Kenora was the hellhole of the universe. It was one of the worst places on God's earth. True? Am I kidding? No. It was a horrible place, especially for Aboriginals. So Bob was a big, fat Native Indian guy, and he was in prison in Prince George, and he got out, and 3 days later he was back in prison. So he took a chef's course. And this time he came out and said, I'm not going back. I can't do this again. I can't go back 3 days later. So he came to the X-Kalay Foundation. We had a long interview with him. We let him in. He worked his butt off, and he became, within a few months, the head of our kitchen. You know, he studied to be a chef. He was a terrific cook. But he was crazy, and he was volatile, and he was emotional, and he was a drama queen. He always had some craziness going on. Okay? So I'm going to tell you 2 stories about Bob, and then I'm going to tell you about his brother Archie. One day Bob came into my office after he'd been in the program about a month. He comes in huffing and puffing. Oh, Dave. Oh, man. What? You've really fucked me up. I said, good. What? I said, good, that's my job. So if you pay me the big bucks to fuck you up? Oh, no, I'm serious. I said, I'm serious. I said, how have I mishandled you? He says, well, you know, I have no identity. I said, yeah. What's the problem? He said, well, when I came here, I had an identity. I said, what was it? Well, I was something. I was a loser. You know, I was a thief. I was something. I said, and now? I'm nothing. I said, that's good. You know why? Because we've erased that identity. We have a clean slate and we can start again. And now you're in phase 2. You've just gotten through phase 1. Welcome to phase 2, where you can become a new person. The person you always wanted to be, but were afraid to be. The person that you were waiting to be, but kept getting in the way of with your nonsense, and your negativity, and your fear, and your anger, and your remorse, and your self-hatred. The person that you've always been capable of, starting now that you're blank, and you can start again. That's the first Bob story. The second Bob story is, we went up the street to a coffee shop and had a milkshake. And when we're walking back, Bob, who's been in the program for 3 months and is running our kitchen, says to me, "Hey, I really ripped off that waitress." I said, "Yeah, what are you talking about?" "Well, she gave me 25 cents too much. I beat her for 25 cents. "Oh, yeah." I didn't say anything. We went back in the house. Bob went back to the kitchen. I called 5 people into the den. I told them, "We have a problem. Bob just stole 25 cents from a waitress and he's bragging about it." "Oh yeah, that's good. Everybody's really excited about that." So we bring Bob in. Thank your lucky stars, and thanks to Gene and others, you don't have this process anymore. But we had a game called the haircut. This is the haircut. This is Bob, the 25-cent master thief. This is the 5 of us. For the next 4 hours, we yell at him at the top of our lungs. We call him names that even I can't say in public. Think of a name, we call him that name and worse. Let's see if we understand this, Bob. You came here saying that you were terrified. You cried crocodile tears in front of us, obviously all an act. Saying you were afraid you'd go back to prison. And now you steal 25 cents from a young lady. Do you know her? Do you know what her life is about? Can you even begin to guess who she is? We'll tell you. We don't know her, but we know, because we know people. She's a single parent. She has a child in daycare. She's on her feet all day dealing with puke like you, and you're stealing 25 cents from her. Are you nuts? You say you get the program, but you don't get the program. You completely fail to understand the program. You're an idiot. And we yell at him for hours. And after several hours, we say to him, "Bob, do you want to stay here?" "Yes, I do." And we say, "Okay, we need a demonstration. Give us something." "What?" We say, "I don't know. What do you got? A car?" "No." "You got an apartment?" "No." "Got a dog?" "No." "Got a sack of potatoes?" "No," because he put everything he had into the program, like we all did. It was a kind of communal effort. We took his hair. He shaved his head, and he walked around with a sign for a month. "Help me, I'm a baby." Now, thanks to Gene and the people who came before Gene, you people don't suffer those indignities, but this is what the program used to be like. It was very tough. But Bob, I'm pleased to tell you, for all that he was mildly crazy, was a wonderful guy. I played many games of touch football on this field, right here, with him and against him. Always whining and crying and arguing about the yardage. "No, we got that! That's 10 yards!" Bob went on to get married in the foundation, and he and his wife became the best group home leaders in Vancouver. He ran group homes for young men like these kids from Selkirk. Okay? So he was great. Now let me tell you about his brother Archie. Archie had a few strikes against him. Shall we count them together? One-armed, Aboriginal, from Kenora, drug user, alcoholic, epileptic, mental patient.